October, November 9608 P32. October, November 2020. In a particular computer system, real numbers are stored using floating point representation with 12 bits for mantissa and 4 bits for exponent to complement form for both mantissa and exponent. Calculate the denary value for the following floating point numbers. Show your working. All right. So this is a positive floating point number, which is normalized as well. So now 0101 into 2 to power 1246. So 01.101. So let's first write it this way. 0110. So into 2 to power 6. So point will move 6 times right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So the denary value will be 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 40. So answer is 40 in denary, or you may write 40.0 in denary, or you may write plus 40.0 in denary. So whatever suits, this is 40. A new operating system has been installed that has changed the way the floating point numbers are used. The order of the exponent and mantissa are reversed. So exponent is there, mantissa is there. Calculate the new denary value for the following floating point number that has the same bit patterns as the number in part A. Does that matter? It really does not matter. So basically what has happened that this is non-normalized. Okay, so this is non-normalized. So we have to remove all these zeros there. So this one is 1, 2, 4. So this is 5. So 0.00000000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 1, 0 into 2 to power 5. Okay, so we have to remove these 8 zeros. So this will become 0.110 into 2 to power 5 minus 8. So this will make it minus 3. All right, so this will be 0.110 into 2 to power minus 3. So this minus 3 means that point will now move towards the left 3 times. Okay, so towards the left 3 times. So now this will become 0.000110. This is your answer. So you can write it. This is 0.00011. So this is 1 over 2 to power 1. This is 1 over 2 to power 2. This is 1 over 2 to power 3. This is 1 over 2 to power 4. This is 1 over 2 to power 5. So your answer might be plus 1 over 2 to power 4 plus 1 over 2 to power 5. Your answer can be in absolute terms 0.5, 0.25, 0.125, 0.0625, 0.03125. So 0.0625 0625 plus 0.03125. So this is your answer might be 0.09375. This might be your answer. Or if you solve it that way. This might be 3/32. So I think either choose one of these. This one is the easiest. Okay, Cambridge does not mind how you write your answer. Okay, so up to you. Okay, we need to normalize. And I told you earlier, if you have to normalize, then first check the subsequent question. If that subsequent question is asking you to normalize it, then you don't have to normalize over here. But if it does not, then you would have to normalize and then solve in this question. Okay. So it really does not matter what comes first, either exponent or mantissa. The system goes the way that we have learned. All right. Now, identify two problems that can occur due to the change in the representation of floating point number. If you change the representation, obviously the number will be different. Or changed. Okay. And if you change it for a different architecture, if you do remember, I told you that these real numbers, which are floating point, are not solved and handled by the processor themselves, but the processor has a special unit called FPU. So it is not really up to our discretion to decide the pattern for a floating point number, because we would have to follow how in the architecture the representation of the floating point is used. So we would have to follow the same rule. So if we change it ourselves, so it might crash the computers. For a different architecture, it will crash the computer. Okay. And that's it. I think we don't have to write anything else. Now, data types can be classified as composite or non-composite. Composite data types are those which are made up of other data types, and non-composite data types are those which are not made up of other data types, rather they are just the data types. The natural data types, or they're themselves. They're not made up of any other data type. Draw one line. Okay, so pointer is non-composite. Record is obviously composite. Set is composite because set is made up of other data types. Classes are composite. Integers are non-composite. All the intrinsic data types, integer, string, boolean, they're all non-composite because they are not made up of other data types. Okay. A user defined data types time of day is declared using the following pseudocode. Type time of day, morning, afternoon, evening, night. This is non-composite, by the way. Identify the type of the user-defined data type declared and state its classification. So the type is enumeration, which is a list of things, and the classification is non-composite. Okay, now write pseudocode to declare the variable session of type time of the day. Assign the value afternoon to the variable session. I told you earlier that when we assign the value to the variables which are of type enumeration, the values will not be enclosed in any double quotation or single quotation or anything, because they are just the values. So declare session as time of day time of day is equal to what? Afternoon. We won't be enclosing it in any double quotation or anything because it is not composite. Question number 3. The use of protocol is essential for successful communication between the computer. Define the term communication protocol. All right, the use of protocol is essential. What is communication protocol? Set of rules. Set forth between nodes. All right, for successful data transmission okay. So these are the set of rules set forth. Set forth, by saying set forth, I meant that they are set before any particular communication happens. Okay. All right. Identify 2 protocols that are used in the transfer of emails. Emails is when the email is being received, it is POP. When it is being sent, it is POP, post office protocol. And when it is being sent, it is SMTP, simple mail transfer protocol. All right. And there are others. So if you are not using any email client to send and receive email, rather you are using it in a browser, then there is another protocol which is called IMAP. All right. Internet Mail Application Protocol, something like that. Okay. Now, so the protocol number 1 will be SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. Purpose, sending the email. POP, post office protocol. Receiving the email. Manav and Mayora want to have a video conversation over the internet using a dedicated connection. Identify and describe the switching method used to implement this connection. You can go for anything, but since it is time bound, so circuit switching is better. Method is circuit switching. So this is circuit switching. Okay, now what is description? Description of what? The method that we are using. So they will, not we will, they will. They will reserve the line. You have an idea that in circuit switching, the connection is reserved while they are actually exchanging their packets. No other node or the network can use that particular one. Okay. For the duration of video conversation, okay, data video data will use this line uninterrupted way, in uninterrupted way, because there are no other data items on it. It uses dedicated or complete bandwidth as it is not being shared. It is good for time-bound data like video and audio. Rest of the data that you can actually use without being concerned about the time. So, but if the video is lagging, the data is not actually arriving when it is required, in that case, you will see hiccups in the video, and in the sound, you will actually be listening to a choppy sound. All right. 3C2, state one benefit and one drawback of the method you identified in part C1. Okay. Benefit is they can conversate in real time. They can conversate in real time, uninterrupted. Okay. Full data bandwidth is available. The drawback, circuit switch, cost more as it is dedicated. Setup is complex. That's it. Now, the following truth table represents a logic circuit with 3 inputs and 2 outputs. So definitely it is full T. So this is adder. All right. Following truth table represents a logic circuit with 3 inputs. So X is equal to A naught, A naught, B naught, C naught, plus A, B, C. All right. And Y is equal to A naught, B, and C plus A, B naught, C plus A, B, C. Okay. Complete the Karnaugh map. All right. So 0, 0, 0. 1, 1, 1. Okay. This is for X. 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, and 0, 1, 1, 1. Okay. 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0. Like 1, 0, 1. So this is 1, 0. Hold on. Let me do it again. So this is 0, 1, 1. So 0, 1, 1. Then 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, and then 1, 1, 1. So here we go. All right. Okay. Now, K-maps can be used to simplify one of the expression in part A. Draw loops around appropriate groups of ones, produce an optimal sum of product for single output table that can be simplified in part B. Draw loops, draw loops, draw loops. Here we cannot draw loops. They all are different. But over here we can draw actually 2 loops because we cannot make a loop of 3. So we have to have the result of the number of ones in the loop equal to 2 power. So 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. So 3 doesn't fit, but 2 fits. Okay. Now, write the simplified sum of expression for this output from part C1. So part C1 in question 4C2. So this one will be In this loop, A is changing, so just B and C. And in this particular loop, it is A that is being retained, B is changing, and C. So AC plus BC or BC plus AC, it's the same. Okay. Now, complete three statements about flip-flops. A flip-flop is a flip-flop is a what? Logic circuit? Okay. A flip-flop. Remember flip-flop? SR flip-flop. Okay. So this is output X and X naught. Now, this is a logic circuit. It has stable states or two stable states. Two stable states. All right. Okay. A flip-flop is used for memory storage, a bit storage, or registers, or just storage, or data storage, or whatever storage. There are different types of flip-flop, for example, SR and JK. All right. Now, question number 6. Mahmoud is developing a new application, My App, that needs to work with 3 different operating systems, OS1, OS2, OS3. He has decided to use the virtual machine software to test My App with these 3 different operating systems. So he has his own hardware. Let's say if it is Windows, then he has his own software, which is the host software and operating system. And then over that operating system, which is the host operating system, he installed this virtual machine. In the virtual machine, he has installed operating system 1, operating system 2, operating system 3, and in each operating system, this My App is being installed automatically. So you can see that there is ultimate a lot of pressure on this hardware, and it might not work as if these applications would have been installed on an original hardware. So results, yes, for results, you can check whether the system works, but as far as the efficiency, the speed of work and all that, you cannot actually replicate here because the same hardware is being pressurized using its own operating system and then 3 other operating system, and every operating system, the same app is working. So there will be a lot of pressure over this processor. So as far as the speed is concerned, the efficiency is concerned, that cannot be checked with the virtual machine. But yes, if the application would work or not, that can be checked. Okay, so compatibility can be checked. Efficiency cannot be. So the diagram shows My App running on 3 different virtual machines. All right, describe the role of the 4 operating system: O1, OS1, OS2, OS3. I told you that these 1, 2, 3 are guests, and this OS4 is basically the host. So OS1, OS2, and OS3 are the guests, whereas OS4 are is the host. Operating system. Do not use such abbreviations as I do in exam. All right. And describe the role of 4 operating system. OS4 is actually running over the machine processor, whereas others are virtually working inside the virtual machine my app is required to work in all three guests OSs. Describe the role of virtual machine software in the testing of my app. This is virtual software mimicking the real hardware, okay, operating system, number one. Secondly, it translates guest operating system operations for host and host operating system results for guests. What else? It keeps all three guests isolated so they run my app smoothly. All right. Explain one benefit and one drawback of this approach to testing my app. Benefit: don't have to buy different hardware. Don't have to buy different hardware. Makes good use of one machine. Cost reduction. Now, what are the drawbacks? A degraded performance, as I discussed. Degraded performance. Slow execution. Response is not as on actual hardware. Okay. Question number 7. Sam wants to send confidential data to an organization. He has already received the organization digital certificate. Wonderful. So he has the public key of that organization. The organization has asked him to make sure that the message containing the confidential data is encrypted and it is sent with a digital signature. Explain the process the organization followed to obtain its digital certificate. Now, they would have contacted the certification authority. certification authority, CA. CA is the company that creates the certificate. All right. They would have provided their IDs, provided companies whereabout, uh, all is done so that CA is sure that the certificate is being issued to a legitimate and actual authority. All right, or identity. Identify two items included in the organization's digital certificate that will be used when sending the message. Give a reason why each item is required. ID. We have just two, so why don't we start with the public key? Public key to encrypt the data. Hashing algorithm. To produce digest or hash key. All right. Identify two other items included in the organization digital certificate. Actually, so many things are the part of the digital certificates. CA's ID, owner's ID, owner's ID, expiry date, public key, hashing algorithm. But since they say two other items, digital signatures, date of creation, date of expiry. That's it. Okay, explain how the digital signature for Sam's message is produced. Okay. What do we call it? Plain text, which is a message is submitted to एक सेकंड होल्ड कीजिएगा प्लीज A plain text message is submitted to the hashing algorithm. A hash key is found. A hash key is found. Ciphertext and hash key are put in a digest called message digest. Digest is encrypted using senders. What is the name of sender? Sam. Sam private key. All of it is called digital signature of Sam. All right, question number 8. A car monitoring system provides information to the driver about the car's performance and alerts the driver to possible problem. Data about the car's performance is stored in 3 memory. Yes, Ahmad, you are right. It is the name of C as well. Data, I wrote what? I wrote C as ID.